Hello everyone and welcome to UK Northern Adventures. This is episode 2 of the broad axe hack. Basically we reprofiled the axe in episode 1. So we cut it up and shaped it and so forth. Filled in where we needed to fill in. And this episode basically what we're going to do is we're going to sand it all down, get it all prepared for heat treatment. Okay, so just to go through a couple of the tools that I use, mostly hand tools. You guys saw that I used the grinder yesterday, and that was mostly for stock removal and profiling of the axe. Further to that, I turned myself to very aggressive sandpaper, basically to sort of get, you know, the scratches off from the grinder and so on. And then I went down to a P60. Now this is a piece of metal that I use, and I just tape it on there. It works for me. It's nothing fancy, but it does the job. After that sandpaper, I go down to a P60. From the P60, I use a 360. I've got a Makita that I use, and the Makita's got this lovely disc that I put on it, and this helps me a lot. This, you know, it just makes life easier. I love using hand tools, but you know, in order to speed up the whole process, this does come very handy. And then obviously the files. I've got the files that I use. So I've got a nice hobo flat file there. I think that's what you call it, a hobo file in English. Triangle file, a round file, a little needle file there, and a half moon, oval and flat file, which I use. When you're filing, basically, you'll see me doing that motion. But that motion, I'm filing on the go, and I'm just sliding back on that there. But always try just to file in the forward direction, because that forward direction, the grooves are cut at the angle that's how it takes stock off. It doesn't take stock off on the return, only on the go. So basically, by you doing back and forth with a lot of pressure, you're wearing your file off much faster. So just keep that in mind as well. Good files make life much easier. A good set of files. So even though, regardless what you do, filing and profiling by hand is hard enough. So just try and make your life easier by getting yourself decent files. Makita with the sanding disc, big help. Really big help. So basically what I'm trying to achieve here is just getting most of the biggest dents off. And I can do this by hand, but I choose to do this with the Makita drill, because it just makes life a bit easier. As you might have seen, I always try and do two directional sanding. So I'll come up that way and then I'll come up that way. I'll crisscross the sanding. So that's not to have too many waves going in one way, because it's quite hard to sand with this in any case. If I had a belt sander, it would have been so much easier, but I don't have one. Try not to keep the disc in one place for too long, because otherwise you will make an indentation. So you've all seen these amazing knife sharpeners that basically you can tilt to whatever angle you want in order to get your bevel right and straight. Well, I've come up with my own one. So it doesn't cost me anything, and you know, it works, it does the job. It's not glamorous or anything like that, but it does the job. Sometimes you got to think out of the box. got the axe in there, and that's heating up nicely. As you can see, very primitive setup. But hey, if it does the job, why not, hey? So we'll see how this goes. It's looking like it's heating up very nicely. So I've just threw it in the oil now for heat treating. And that's it. The purpose I want this axe for is basically for carving. As you can see, it's not my final edge, and I'm not really putting much effort into doing that. So I'm really happy with this axe. This has turned out very nice, I think. So yeah, everyone, thank you very much for watching episode 2 of our axe making. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you like it, just, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell down below so you can be notified on my next videos. And leave a comment. I love your comments. Always like to see comments down below.